Hello, everyone. Today we have Tom with us. Tom is the co-founder and CEO of Qlay. Hello, Tom.
Hi, Amy. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so I'm very excited to chat more and learn more about Qlay. So yeah, first of all, can you just give us like a brief intro, like who are you, what's your background, and then you can talk about what inspired you to start Qlay.
Absolutely. So, my name is Tom Nakata. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Qlay. Before founding Qlay, I worked at McKinsey as a strategy consultant. I primarily worked on organizational strategies in marketing and sales and things like that. And before that, I was studying statistics at Harvard. And then the reason I founded this startup was because when I was running a different startup with my current co-founder, we were actually hiring a lot of MIT grads as our engineers on the team, and we
Wow.
burned through cash really, really quickly. So we realized that we need to hire a lot of people outside the US, but this turned out to be extremely hard. So now we're building a platform that makes it easier for startups to hire engineers outside the US. That's the founding story behind it.
That's amazing. So I think you've shared this a little bit, but maybe give us a more idea about who are your target customers and like in terms of industry, in terms of size or stage, who are your ICPs?
Absolutely. Our ideal customer profile is an early stage tech startup, somewhere from seed to like Series A and B. That's a lot of customers who want to get a lot of stuff done, but they don't have,
Mhm.
a lot of money like the big tech firms to hire very expensive talent. So what they want to do is hire top performers outside of the U.S. So what happens currently is that these startups would go on platforms like Upwork or Fiverr and try to get matched with engineers in other countries. But
Mhm.
this is by default not a functioning matching algorithm, and the reason for that is people who are trying to find a job or looking for gigs to work on um, aren't the top performers in the world. And the reason for that is top performers in the world already have a job and they're pretty happy about their
Mhm.
job. And they're not exactly looking for other roles to change to. So, in order for us to optimize the talent marketplace, we essentially have to reach out to the top performers and connect them to companies that would potentially hire them. How the talent marketplace works right now is essentially a very simple elementary matching algorithm that matches those who want to hire and those who want to get hired. But those who want to hire top performers, and those who want to get hired are those people looking for a job. So they're not exactly super high performers, and that's why we're building more of an interactive, engaging AI model that would proactively reach out to top performers who are super comfortable with their job, but is willing to switch to an interesting opportunity as they arise. So it's kind of an optimized marketplace in a sense that we join the market as an intermediary and encourage more connections to happen.
So I think the next question is about Clay itself. Can you share about like what's your current stage? For example, the founding stage, the company size, and current traction.
Absolutely. So we raised our first round last year. We raised 1.4 million from venture capital firms, and right now our team size is around 20. We have a big team of engineers as well as our in-house recruiters, also operations and designer and business analysts. So we're scaling it big. We're moving fast. We're growing super fast as well. We had our first beta launch last year. We've been growing 70% month over month. We're reaching
Wow,
around
amazing.
400,000 in ARR. That's sort of the plan that we have.
Amazing. Yeah. And that'll be a good segue to my next question, which is what's your current like growth strategy? Because it sounds like you have a very successful like growth trajectory. Can you share about, what's the growth engine behind?
Absolutely. We are big believers in person interaction or direct connections made, even online.
Mm.
And the reason for that is the current sales strategy that's floating around the market, including cold outreach emails, ads, webinars, and a lot of things like that, they tend to be more attracted towards a big market. And this could work if the market that you're functioning in is more immature, like not immature, more unestablished as an up and growing. But when you're in a very mature, saturated in a way market like ours, which is talent or hiring or recruiting, which has been around for decades, you can't
Yeah.
really use these cold outreach because, I mean, you got to be honest, these startups are getting bombarded by a bunch of recruiting firms messaging them on LinkedIn and emailing them about, their hiring needs. And we can't just be another email in their inbox or message in their LinkedIn. So
Yeah.
we prioritize a lot of direct relationships built. This could be in-person events. This could be, conferences. This could be super hyper targeted webinars. These could be, yeah, things like that. That's sort of what we've been prioritizing rather than more of like a mass channel sales strategy.
So I assume like you and your co-founder are the ones who are like closing the deals.
Yeah, it definitely depends on the phase of the company as well as what your value
Yes.
proposition is. If you're still crafting your messages or if you're still updating your product, if you're still not completely sure about your ideal customer profile, then founder-led sales is a must. You know most about the company and your value proposition and how that value proposition could potentially change and adjust to different ideal customer profiles. So you have to have
Sure.
that super agile and very frequent feedback loop of what the customers want and how you can change to fulfill those needs. And you have to be a founder to do that. You can't have an intern, just get a bunch of feedback from customers and then propose to you how your products could change. I mean, if an intern can do that, you should hire that person immediately.
Yeah.
But that is the founder's job essentially, and you have the best vision of what the company could be in 10 years. So that's sort of what I believe in when it comes to like early stage sales and also closing deals. But when the messaging of the value proposition and who you should be targeting becomes clear, then it's a numbers game at that point. How
Yeah.
many people can you talk to, and how many people will resonate with your messaging? So that becomes more of a numbers game where you have to actually have a lot of human power to push that.
Totally. Totally. When do you think you will like kind of enter that stage that you will need to have a more like scale strategy?
I think we're slowly starting to enter that phase. We are very much in a traditional space where needs are clear and has existed for decades, and solution has been clear and existed for decades. Talent is, I mean, it's been there for as long as humans have been working in any industry. So we're not trying to like create a new market. So we don't
Yeah.
have to create a new form of sales, but we're in a way redefining what hiring could be. And that requires a little bit of creativity on how you convey that value proposition. And obviously the sequential messaging. So that requires a little bit of craft. But we're slowly reaching a phase where things are more set in stone and we know what kind of things our potential customers resonate with. So we're slowly handing it over to our team.
Awesome. Yeah, you mentioned that it's not like a new industry and there's like the demand is there like for yeah, for decades and decades. So can you share with us like what does the competition, looks like and how do you differentiate yourself?
Absolutely. There's a lot of players in this field. Obviously, Upwork is a big one. They're a talent marketplace. There are millions of recruiting agencies out there. But I think there's two key points to how this industry is structured as of today. One is that it's extremely fragmented. There are millions of recruiting agencies out there, and the reason for this is that it's a fairly easy business to go into. It's low capex. Anyone could theoretically start a business. There's not that many licenses you have to acquire before starting this business. So there's a lot of players. And it also depends on the location you're in. If you're doing this for an in-person job, a recruiting agency that works in Minnesota is definitely different for like compared to a recruiting agency in New York, let alone a different country. So this fragmented industry of recruiting has been around for a while, and there's been a lot of players trying to consolidate this and turn it into an all encapsulating marketplace. But no one has been able to do this at scale, which is a good
Mhm.
segue into the second point about the current recruiting industry, is that it looks optimized because they're essentially created to connect those who are looking to hire and those who are looking to get hired. So in theory, it looks very optimized. But when you look at this from the company's perspective, what they want to do is get the best person possible within their budget. That's what they're trying to optimize for. And when they're talking about getting the best people, this when you're working with current platforms like Upwork, you're really limiting your target audience, as in the potential hire, to a group of people that are looking for work. And this is a very, very small percentage of all the talent out there in the world. Most people aren't exactly super actively looking for a job. So our job is to connect companies who want to hire and everyone. That's sort of what we're
Mm.
trying, not just job seekers, not just those who are actively applying for different jobs, but those who are comfortable in their everyday jobs and those people who aren't exactly looking for a job, but willing to move to a more exciting opportunity. Traditionally, in this market, in this recruiting market, those two parties were not able to be connected, mainly because the intermediary marketplace doesn't actively encourage the connection between the companies who want to hire and these people who aren't exactly looking for a job. But in the age of an AI agent, we can have millions of AI recruiter agents going
Yeah.
around reaching out to a bunch of people who aren't exactly looking for a job and showing them what the world is like out there, what kind of potential jobs are out there. And now you're able to really optimize this talent marketplace, especially from the company's perspective, because now not only can they hire people who are actively looking for a job, they can hire those people who aren't looking for jobs at all but could be perfect for the job. So that's the truly optimized talent marketplace that we're aiming to achieve.
That's so cool. Yeah. Yeah, I believe that will make like a huge difference and like positive impact for the entire like startup world. Let's talk about future. Is there any like, expansion plan or is there any like new product features that you guys are launching? What are next for like, this year?
Definitely. So I think we can break this down into three things, maybe a little more. But first thing is definitely we're brushing up our product launches. And I guess the biggest one that's upcoming in the next couple of months is our all new AI interviewer. With our AI interviewer, we're able to recruit countless people and then interview them in one day. Theoretically speaking, we can source 1,000 people from all over the world, interview all of them in an hour, and then get a comprehensive report on how they perform, who they are as people, what kind of problem solving approach they have, what kind of experience they have, and what kind of opportunities they're excited by. We can understand this in an hour and scale it to an unprecedented level. So we're able to essentially scale the size of our talent base to a very, very large scale. So that's one thing. Second thing is definitely on the marketing and sales side. So that's the other side of the talent marketplace, the company side. We're working with many VCs and leveraging the VC network to engage with their portfolio companies because VCs are essentially incentivized to have their companies running as long as possible and grow as fast as they can. So what's required for this is being able to hire more teams while staying very agile and get more things done and get the best people for the job. So VCs are incentivized to help us, as well as a lot of referral techniques that we've been toying with is what we think will definitely double down on in the next couple of months.
Perfect. Yeah, so that's for this year. What about your long-term vision? Like, in terms of maybe next 3 years, can you share like how you imagine like Qlay, how Qlay revolutionized, this industry?
Absolutely. In the next 3 to 4 years, we're building a truly optimized talent marketplace with necessary intervention of our AI recruiter agents. Today, as I've said before, the talent marketplace isn't truly optimized. It just essentially connects people who want to hire and people who want to get hired. And there's millions of people out there who aren't exactly looking for a job, but are top performers and could be excited by new jobs. but we don't have enough recruiters to reach out to every one of them and match them with exciting opportunities around the world. So with our invention and intervention of these AI recruiter agents, we're able to reach out to people who aren't looking for a job but are top performers all around the world and see what they're excited by and match them to exciting opportunities around the world, thereby creating a truly optimized talent marketplace.
Oh, that's amazing. Cool. Last question for you. For founders that basically your target audience, the pre-seed, seed stage founders that they're trying to grow, trying to leverage AI to make their work more efficient. What are some key insights or advice that you would share with them based on your journey with Qlay?
Yeah. So I think in the age of AI, when it comes to actually building a successful AI startup that will last for the next 100 years, there are two things that you really have to focus on. One is having a foundational moat that can actually protect you from other similar startups. What is the thing that doesn't scale that you're doing and is really hard to build from scratch? In our case, that's the talent database. In Amazon's case, it's the data centers or the network of commerce companies. It could be anything. That's the first thing. And then second is the go-to-market channel. When with the rise of foundational models and the hurdles of building AI tools have come down, now everyone's trying to sell it to everybody. But do you have connection with the key customers? Do you have connection with the big enterprises? Do you know how to sell things to them? Do you have teams on your teams within your company that can actually execute this enterprise sales strategy? That becomes the critical part of building a successful AI startup in the AI age.
I love that. That's super helpful. Yeah. And they're very clear, structure, and very helpful. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for joining us today, Tom. I'll see you next time.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.